Imagine waiting 4 years for the biggest sporting event on earth. Your country qualifies. Millions of fans celebrate. The tournament begins. And then, a brand new rule changes everything. The 2026 FIFA World Cup won't just be bigger. It will be completely different. More teams, more matches, more drama, and some changes that many fans still don't fully understand. So before the world's biggest football tournament kicks off, here are the new World Cup rules that could shock millions. For the first time ever, the FIFA World Cup is expanding from 32 teams to 48 teams. That might sound like a small change, but it completely transforms the entire tournament. And that's just the beginning. Let's start with the biggest change of them all. Rule number 1, 48 teams. For nearly 3 decades, the World Cup featured 32 teams. But in 2026, that number jumps to 48. That's 16 extra countries, which means more nations, more fans, and more chances for underdogs to make history. Countries that rarely had a chance to qualify before now have a real opportunity. For fans, that's exciting. But there's a catch. More teams means a much larger tournament. And that leads us to the next major change. Rule number 2, 104 matches. Previous World Cups had 64 matches. The 2026 World Cup will have 104. Let that sink in. 104 matches, making it the largest World Cup ever held. For fans, that's weeks of non-stop football. But for players, it means more travel, more pressure, more fatigue, and potentially more injuries. The road to becoming world champion just became much longer. Rule number 3, new group stage format. This is where things get interesting. Many fans expected FIFA to create 16 groups of 3 teams. But FIFA changed its mind. Instead, there will be 12 groups with 4 teams each. Why? Because FIFA wanted to avoid teams playing for draws or manipulating results. Now every group feels more competitive. And every point becomes incredibly important. One bad game could put a team in serious trouble. But here's where things become even more dramatic. Rule number 4. More teams can advance. In previous World Cups, only the top 2 teams from each group advanced. Now, the top 2 teams, plus some of the best third-place teams, can move on. At first glance, that sounds easier, but it creates a whole new level of chaos. Because teams won't only be competing inside their own group. They'll be competing against teams from other groups too. Meaning every goal scored, and every goal conceded, could become the difference between survival and elimination. Rule number 5. The knockout stage gets bigger. Because more teams qualify, the knockout stage expands as well. Instead of starting with a round of 16, the tournament now begins with a round of 32. That means more knockout matches, more surprises, more giant killings, and more chances for football history to be made. One incredible performance could send a football giant home, and one underdog run could become legendary. But perhaps the most shocking change isn't the extra teams, or the extra matches. It's what these changes could do to football itself. For decades, only a small group of nations had realistic hopes of reaching the World Cup. Now, millions of fans from new countries finally have a reason to dream. And that's exactly what FIFA wanted. A bigger World Cup, a more global World Cup, and potentially, the most unpredictable World Cup ever. So, do you think these new rules will make the World Cup better, or worse? Will the expanded tournament create more excitement, or make the competition less special? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more World Cup stories, football mysteries, and tournament secrets, subscribe for the next video. Because trust me, the biggest surprises of World Cup 2026 haven't even started yet.